Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh, Shemel, Shabbat, Shumakakodash. Shalom to the hopefully elect out there. This is going to be a quick one. And I'm going to entitle it, And After Death to Look for Punishment. As not talking about eternal hell. Also, I would like to read the 56th verse. This is 2nd Ezra 7, verse 56. For while we lived and committed iniquity, this is Ezra's talking. He's saying, while we lived and committed iniquity, we considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death. This could have very well been the topic too. We considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death. So recently, the IUIC used this scripture, this chapter, to say that this is talking about hell, and then they went into the lake of fire, which they were clearly off on. Let me start up. Because if that's the case, everything is reincarnated. Everything is reincarnated. Because one of the brothers said in the Tallahassee camp, he's originally from, I believe, the East, Atlanta or whatever. They go out there when the camps dwindle down. The top leaders have to go out and take turns pulling the camps back up. So anyway, he went into it. I mean, I have the video up. If you want to listen to it, I did a video on it. He went to Isaiah, what was that? Isaiah 5:13, I believe. Then he went to Isaiah 14 and 9, and then he went and he quoted, or he went to 2nd Ezra chapter 7, and then he went to Revelation chapter 20, I believe it's the 14th verse, where it speaks about the lake of fire. Now, I was just watching part of a video that Apostle Ram Lab had put up, and he went into one of the precepts that he went into was Revelation 15, like the first couple of verses where it says we're going to get the victor be over. We're going to be over a sea of glass, and we're going to on fire, and we're going to look down. So you can read that for yourself. That's also the lake of fire. When in Psalms 91, it says, "Only with our eyes shall we behold and see the reward of the wicked through fire." All those scriptures are related. Revelation 15, 1 and 2, Revelation 20 and 14. I believe that's the verse. I'm not going to go to it. Psalms 91, I think I mentioned that. Let me see. Yeah, Revelation 18. But anyway, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you what this means. And this has nothing to do. 2nd Ezra chapter 7 has nothing to do with a eternal hell fire. You don't go in the eternal hell fire. Peter spoke to the Lord in behalf of the rest of the disciples that became apostles. In Matthew 19:27, he said, "We did all this. What reward are we going to receive?" And then the Lord spoke unto him, saying that your families, that you're going to get them back. So your families don't have to be believers. So you have a wife that's an unbeliever, she's going to eventually burn in hell. That's a Roman Catholic doctrine. It doesn't make any sense. And to use this precept right here, 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter, doesn't make sense either. So now I'm going to read. I'm going to start from. You can read the whole chapter, but because what does it say? Let me go over here. Let me do this. Let me just mark this off. 41st verse. Bear me for a minute. Okay, let's come down over here. We're going to go from the 41st verse down to about the 56th verse. The 41st verse. Even so now, seeing corruption has grown up and wickedness increase, and the righteous have prayed for the ungodly, wherefore shall it not be so now also? The ungodly in this precept is not talking about Esau, it's talking about the Israelites that have sinned. Now, Ezra's going to say that he's going to put himself within that sin. He's going to go in, he's going to touch on the fact that Adam being sin, we have received the curse that he committed sin. 42nd verse. He answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doeth abide, which is talking about now. It's talking about over 2,000 years ago with Ezra, but this is talking about now. This is being brought up to date. Therefore have they prayed for the weak. So who are the weak? Your mothers, your fathers, your unbelieving wives. You have unbelieving children. You know, Bishop Nate's oldest son left the faith. He said, I'm not going to do this no more. Does that mean he's going to burn to hell? No, you're going to receive him back in the kingdom. Remember, the Most High is a merciful God. Why would he create his chosen people and then suffer them all to burn in hell forever? But the day of doom, what is the day of doom? Revelation 18, Revelation 17 speaks about it. Revelation 7, it speaks about the destruction. Isaiah 34, Isaiah 14, Isaiah 13, Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51, Jeremiah 49, Daniel 7, Daniel 2, all talking about the day of the Lord, that one event. But the day of doom, which is the day of the Lord, shall be the end of this time. What time? Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, which is the kingdom of heaven, wherein corruption is past. There's going to be a perfect righteous kingdom. And you got to ask yourself, why did you sin in the first place? Because the Most High programmed you to sin. Now show me a scripture where the Most High didn't program us to sin. Intemperance is at an end. Infidelity, because everybody's going to believe, because even the other nations. It says the other nations are going to come. Isaiah 2 verse 2 on down. Micah 4 verse 2 on down. It says that the nations are going to flow into us. But guess what? The nations don't have the law. So according to you, they all got to go to hell. Intemperance is at an end. Infidelity is cut off. Righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up. Because in our kingdom is going to be a complete righteous kingdom, not like this kingdom. Then shall no man abide to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that have gotten the victory. Because we're going to get the victory. Now it's spoken of in Revelation 15, the first couple of verses. Them that gotten the victory. I answered then and said, this is my first and last question. I'm going to ask you this question. I'm going to ask you no more questions. That's what Ezra said to the angel. That it had been better not to have given the earth unto Adam, or else when it was given him to have restrained him from sinning. So he's saying it doesn't make no sense that the Most High made the earth and he made Adam, and Adam went off anyway. Because Ezra really didn't understand. The Most High programmed us to sin. Read Romans 8, verse 20 on down. It says, not willingly. Paul said, it's not me that sinneth, but sin that dwelleth in me. For what profit is it for men now in this present time to live in heaviness, and after death to look for punishment? How are you punished? You're punished in your next life. That's in Deuteronomy, but it's also in Exodus 20, verse 4 and 5. And so whatever sin that you commit, your sons is going to pay for it in the third and fourth generation. What is that talking about? Your sons in the third and fourth generation are you coming back. You got people that come back crippled, deformed. And basically, we being under these curses is because of what our forefathers did, which was us. It says, "Oh, thou Adam, what hast thou done? For though it was thou that sinned, thou art not fallen alone, but we all that come of thee." What is that? That's the curse of Adam that fell on all the Israelites. Even if you walk a perfect life, you're still under the curse that Adam did to receive that curse. For what profit is it unto us if there be promised us an immortal time, whereas we have done the works that bring death? What are the works that bring death? Sin. So what kind of sense does it make for the Most High to make man and program to sin in order to make him burn in hell? Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? And that there is promised us an everlasting hope, whereas ourselves being most wicked, who is he talking about? He's talking about Israelites, not talking about the other nations. He's talking about Israelites. He said, and that there is promised us an everlasting hope, whereas ourselves, being most wicked, are made vain. And that there are laid up for us dwellings of health and safety, whereas we have lived wickedly. The dwellings of health and safety are the kingdom. It's 52nd verse. And that the glory of the Most High is kept to defend them which have led a weary life, whereas we have walked in the most wicked ways of all. Ezra's not talking about Edomites. He's not talking about Canaanites. He's talking about Israelites. Because you see the word us. And that there should be showed a paradise. The paradise is the kingdom, whose fruit endureth forever. There's going to be an everlasting kingdom, wherein in security and medicine, since we shall not enter into it. So he's saying, well, this doesn't make no sense. Why did the Most High set up a kingdom? He set up Adam, but Adam sinned. But he set up the kingdom for Adam and his children. It doesn't make any sense because Ezra didn't understand. He didn't understand. For we have walked in unpleasant places. This place that we're in is an unpleasant place to us. is a pleasant place for Esau, and that the faces of them which have used abstinence shall shine above the stars, whereas our faces shall be blacker than darkness. 56 verse. For while we lived and committed iniquity, sin, this is him, he's putting himself in the committed iniquity. He said, for while we lived, that means Ezra got to go on to burn forever. And what about all the nations that put us into captivity? The list of the nations in Psalms 83. That means no Edomite will be in the kingdom. We ain't gonna have no slaves because they're gonna burn in a lake of fire. We never see our family again. Like I said, I opened up with Matthew 19:27. It said you will receive your family, your houses back 100-fold. So the main believer, so a woman really doesn't have to believe. If you have a woman that's an unbeliever, the scripture, Paul said, you and your house shall be saved. We considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death. So where the hell do you get burning forever from? Let me read a few more verses. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, Revelation 15:1-2, he shall receive the thing that I say. 59 verse. For this is the life whereof Moses spoke unto the people while he lived, saying, choose thee life that thou mayest live. So what's life? To do the commandments. What's punishment after death? To be up under the curses. Nevertheless, they believed not him, nor yet the prophets after him, no, nor me, which have spoken unto them, that there should not be such heaviness in their destruction as shall be joy over them that are persuaded to salvation. So the ones that are not persuaded unto salvation, they're going to die on this side, and then they're going to come back through us. You will receive your household 100-fold. That's what Yahushua told Peter. He didn't say, oh, your household is going to go into slavery, you're going to burn forever, but you're going to make it. I answered them and said, I know, O Yahweh, that the Most High is called merciful. Ultimately, the Most High is going to have mercy on everybody, because the other nations, they're not going to burn in hell. They're going to be up under us in the kingdom, and they're going to learn the laws. Apostle Paul said the laws, which is a shadow of things to come. We're not keeping the laws perfectly. We're going to keep the laws perfectly in the kingdom. And that he have mercy upon them which are not yet come into the world, and upon those also that turn to his law. So if you break the law and you're an Israelite, you're not going to burn in hell. And that he is patient and long suffereth those that have sinned as his creatures. So he's going to have mercy on them. And that he is bountiful, for he is ready to give where it needeth. 66. And that he is of great mercy. For Esau's don't have mercy, man. They'll throw you, give the nigga 100 years. He ain't got no mercy. But even wicked judges have mercy. That's in the book of Luke. The woman, praying to the wicked judge. And the judge heard her and gave her justice. '66, and that he is the of great mercy, for he multiplieth more and more mercies to them that are present, whether they're sinners or not. You sin, you don't come into this truth, you don't accept our Lord Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, you're gonna die. That's the second death. Then you're gonna come back through the ones that make it past the second death, that does not suffer the second death, and that are past, and also to them which are to come. For if he shall not multiply his mercies, the world would not continue with them that inherit therein. And he pardoneth, 68 verse, for if he did not sow of his goodness, Esau, like I said, Esau will lock your ass up. He don't give a damn. He'll lock a Jacob 75 years or 100 years, life, triple life, the death penalty. Then he'll go home and have a meal like it's nothing. The Most High is not like that, man. That they which have, why would the Most High, you live on this earth for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and because you didn't discover the Lord Yahweh Shai and come into the law, statutes, and commandments, what about the people at the remote places that you could never get to? So they're gonna go to hell? Well, I would have kept the laws. No, it doesn't make sense. That fucking hell thing is straight out of hell. That's some Roman Catholic doctrine, man. And more you care should be going into the subject. Let me read that again, 68. And he pardoneth. For if he did not sow of his goodness, because the Most High is going to have mercy on Esau. He's going to let him be in captivity, and then he's going to destroy him. And then where they're going to go? They're not going to go to hell. Most likely they'll be mingled among the other nations, or maybe one nation. Maybe the Canaanites. They'll be in the spirit of the Canaanites. They're not going to come back as Israelites. So even the Most High is going to have mercy on Esau's soul. Okay, so of his goodness, that they which have committed iniquities might be eased of them, the 10,000 part of men should not remain living. And being judged, if he should not forgive them that are cured with his word, because he's going to cure you when you come into this truth, and he's going to cure your family, even your wife that's an unbeliever, even a woman's husband that's an unbeliever. That's what Peter said, 1 Peter 3. And put out the multitude of contentions. There should be very few left pre-adventure in an innumerable multitude. Right, because only few are going to be saved. But the ones that didn't make it, they're going to come back through you. See, you got Bishop, you got the IUIC going to Africa, like to Nigeria and different places in Africa. They went to Jamaica, they went to Puerto Rico, they went to Haiti, they went to all them places. You go to there, and not knocking them for that. The Spirit's on you, do it, you go ahead and do it. But you don't have to do it, because what is the salvation? The salvation is a salvation from the destruction. So if you somewhere in Nigeria and ain't no missiles gonna hit, you don't got to worry about being saved. When the Psalms, I believe, is 103, in the time of thy power, that thy people shall be willing. When we come back down after the destruction and we got spiritual, we coming down looking like superheroes and shit. That's when the people gonna believe, because they're gonna see miracles, man. They're not going to buck up against it. The only ones that's going to buck up against it is the other nation, Esau. Them European Edomites, we're going to come down. Because we're going to have to lock them up and put them into captivity. Psalms 149, Isaiah 24, Isaiah 14, Revelation 2, 25 and 26, Revelation 13, 9 and 10. So you think they're going to happily go into captivity? Hell no. They're going to try to fight us, and we're going to have fun. We're going to be like the X-Men, man. We're going to be like the X-Men. So ain't no Israelite going into hell. Ain't no Israelite going to burn in hell, and ain't no Edomite going to go to hell. There's no place down there or up there or wherever beyond the third dimension that people are going to burn it. That's some old little Nicky bullshit. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.